pool, you did something with the friends or family, or you just watched college football. Now, little disappointed with some of the marquee games this weekend, starting in Atlanta, 34-3 blowout for the Bulldogs. Tommy, that was kind of what we were thinking would happen. It did. But for the most part, some games that you were hoping would live up to the hype that didn't necessarily do that this weekend.
I thought Clemson would at least score a touchdown, at least one touchdown. No,
field goal was all they got. Georgia looked to me like not just the best team in the conference, but the best team in the country. We'll get to our Pradco Pyramid of Power coming up in just a few minutes. But that was the best team I saw this weekend. I thought we saw some great games. I don't know that any game topped A&M and LSU. I mean, A&M and Notre Dame, and then LSU and USC. I thought those were the best two, 3-hour blocks of entertainment I saw all weekend.
I got to give the nod to LSU and USC. That game was fantastic on Sunday night. Give credit to Lincoln Riley. Didn't think I'd be saying that this Tuesday morning, that his football team got it done. 5 straight season opening losses for the LSU Tigers. 3 for Brian Kelly's tenure. He's only in year 3, so don't bet on LSU week 1, Tommy, or it's going to go against you, man.
That's exactly right. It feels like Monday, but it's Tuesday. That means it's Taco Tuesday at Joe's Grilling Cantina on South 74th Street across from Harps and Fort Smith. Get by for $1 crunchy beef or chicken tacos. If you're like me, you're already in the office. You've been here. I mean, I've been here a full hour. I mean, I've actually been here a little bit longer. But I've been in my cube 38 minutes now. What's for lunch? That's already the question around the office. What's for lunch? Well, how about dollar tacos today at Joe's Grilling Cantina? Crunchy beef or chicken tacos, do it all day long. Joe's Grilling Cantina on South 74th Street across from Harps in Fort Smith.
Can you feel it?
We need to go get a win on Saturday and come back in here. I imagine our place would be rocking pretty good.
Sweltering summer sun giving way to a wild autumn wind.
And we're sitting here again talking about the same things.
The time for talking is over.
Sports radio. It doesn't matter to your family. My dad needs your help.
Buckle those chin straps.
A sidearm live.
Turn on the lights.
To the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas.
This is football season in America, and it's time for the opening drive.
All right, so Bruce Dan Pradco Fishing is in here for the next 15 to 20 minutes, and you heard a compilation of highlights there. Brian Kelly going off once again. I mean, the best Brian Kelly clip is this one.
I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
That's still the best Brian Kelly clip out there. But, guys, another disappointing start for the LSU Tigers.
He stole that from John McKay.
John McKay that said
Tampa
that.
Bay
That was a poor
Buccaneers.
imitation.
Yeah, that he borrowed that from the 1970s.
Yeah.
But that was a disappointing again. I'm sure you guys as parents have had to say this before.
We're sitting here again talking about the same thing.
You guys are fathers.
That part's very true.
I was thinking about that. It's like there's plenty of college football stuff to pull out of that. But as two fathers on these airwaves, what is like something you've had to repeat over and over and over again for whatever reason? Those kiddos just don't get it.
My middle son Cole not turning in his homework.
Dr. Cole.
Dr. Cole.
Yeah.
Turn in your homework, freshman year, sophomore year, even in college. Turn in your homework,
man. The doctor didn't turn in his homework?
Well,
in grade school, put your name on your homework. I mean, that I can't tell you how many times we've had to have a little sit down about just put your name on your work. Yeah.
Well, if you have teenage boys, use deodorant, brush your teeth. I mean, just simple hygienic things you have to remind. I can't believe we're talking about this.
Yeah. That's what Brian Kelly sounded like, a frustrated dad.
That was immediate where I went. It's like when Tommy's had to like talk to me. Hey man, take a shower in the morning.
We're sitting here again talking about the same thing.
Take a shower before you come to work. But I think for LSU, here's my takeaway before we get into our best teams in the Southeastern Conference. The SEC hurt itself this weekend. Florida got clobbered. LSU lost. A&M lost. We're talking about, I've said before, I think that the Southeastern Conference can get 4, maybe 5 teams. They did themselves a disservice this weekend.
I might be overreacting a little bit. I think LSU is going to be fine. I mean, USC is a good team. I mean, it was a neutral site game. Nussmeier looked good. they're going to be fine.
USC did more help for themselves than
They did.
LSU did harm for themselves.
They did.
Well, when you look at, you've got Alabama's going to go to Wisconsin. I think that's week 3. The big game this weekend is when Texas travels up to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and take on the defending national champions, which basically don't have anyone from that roster last year outside of Donovan Edwards. I just think you're running out of time for the SEC to prove itself against non-conference opponents because they're going to beat up on each other. I think Georgia's the only team, Tommy, that has a chance to go undefeated in this league. But when I saw what happened this weekend, I just thought to myself, this is not good for. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that LSU's out of the college football playoff because I don't think that. But I think it hurt themselves when you look at overall branding of the SEC because all these other people are going to say, look what happened week 1.
A lot of times when you lose week 1, you got 11 weeks to make it up. You lose week 10, you're probably out of the playoff.
That's true.
So they got plenty of time to make it up.
I mean, hey, LSU's used to losing the first game of the year.
I tell you who doesn't have time to make it up? Florida State.
Florida State's
they're done.
Golly.
If you want to tell me someone's done, Florida State's the only team I'll entertain that conversation with right now.
Undefeated, conference last year, conference champ, and then to do what they did last night.
A sideline live, it's intercepted. Max Tucker down the sideline. Inside the 10-yard line. First and goal, Boston College.
We're talking about Boston College and Georgia Tech. We're not talking about two perennial powerhouses that they opened up the season with. Now they start 0-2. What I took away from last night, so DJU is the second highest rated quarterback coming out of his class in high school. It's a bad investment. He can't play high caliber college football. He wasn't that at Clemson. He was okay at Oregon State. And when asked to take over for Jordan Travis this past season, it was phenomenal. It's not going to work. This is a bad investment of NIL money in a kid who remember was in those Dr. Pepper commercials, paraded
Did he get $1 million that year?
Yeah, just got insane, and it's not going to pay out. And so what I'm curious about, and they're chanting the backup's name, but I think it's Brock Glenn is the backup's name. It's like we've talked about the change within the sport. Criticism's always been something in professional sport. How much more do we see of that, not just in Tallahassee, but across the board when a kid that you know is making a boatload of money like DJ doesn't perform? Not only doesn't perform, but flounders in big-time situations.
Well, what do they got behind him, and are they going to invest in that for the next 10 weeks? Because what's been out there doesn't look good.
No. What did you think about last night, Tommy?
Well, I mean, Florida State's done. And what I thought was, here's a guy that there's still some that bring him up as a future head coach at Arkansas. I'm talking about Mike Norvell. There's some that still talk about how maybe he was done wrong in that search and thought, after the success they had a season ago that Arkansas chose poorly. I wonder if we get any more of those calls. I wonder if I hear any more of those conversations that, hey, Arkansas really missed on Mike Norvell.
I don't think you're going to hear that. But if you're playing
I've been
Florida,
hearing it.
If you play Florida State, you're going to run the football. I'll say that.
Which is odd because you, for the most part, couldn't do that last year. It's a change in pace.
And that's not usually fixable mid-year. I mean, you either can or you can't stop the run, and I think Florida State can't.
They lost a ton from last year. Everyone points to Travis and Keon Coleman and some other guys, but they did lose a lot. I'll tell you who seemed to lose a lot and didn't seem to backtrack was the Georgia Bulldogs. So I'm going to guess are both on the top of the Pradco Pyramid of Power from both Tommy and Bruce. Let's go and get into another edition of our Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Who were the best football teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
This one was easy and hard all at the same time because, Georgia stood out at the top, and who you put in 5 and 6, I think, in the Pradco Pyramid of Power this week could create some good debate here. We'll start at the top. Bruce, I assume you got Georgia. I don't know how anyone doesn't think Georgia's not only the best team in the SEC, but the best team in college football this morning.
Yeah, I do have a shocker for you later, but yeah, Georgia's number one. Wrecked Clemson 34-3. Got Tennessee Tech this week.
Bruce texted me last night, Tommy. They did have a shocker, so I'm really curious to who winds up in this top 6 that I'm not expecting.
I'm smelling Vandy. Coming in here in a minute.
Hey, that was a big win. That was a big win.
That's a big
Overtime win.
OT,
That's a big
baby.
win.
Congrats
All right,
to Mark Lee.
I got Alabama in the 2 slot behind Georgia. business as usual for everyone that thought it'd fall apart. And listen, I understand they weren't playing Georgia or a premier partner, but or a premier opponent, Western Kentucky. They beat them 63-0. But until proven otherwise, I got Alabama number 2.
Yeah, Kalen DeBoer slept well Saturday night. Jalen Milroe racked up over 600 yards total offense. They play South Florida. This is the game he was benched last year. So it'd be interesting to see how Milroe performs against the Bulls.
Texas rolled over Colorado State 52-0. Got to see Arch Manning towards the end of that ball game. I've got Texas in the number 3 spot in this week's Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Same, 52-0, but they're going to Ann Arbor. We'll see what happens there.
Ole Miss. Here's one question I've got. Maybe we'll dive into this a little bit more later in the show. Did anyone play a weaker opponent than Arkansas in Power 5 college football in their first game? No, Furman might be in that conversation, 76-0. But I've got Ole Miss at number 4, even though their opponent was about as weak as what Arkansas saw.
772 yards, 76-0 in 3 quarters. That was brutal.
All right. Do you have Ole Miss at 4 as well?
I do.
All right. I got Tennessee checking in at 5, 69-3 over Chattanooga. I think maybe a bit more impressive performance. I think Ole Miss right now is still better. I got Tennessee at 5.
Well, I'm going Vanderbilt. 1-0.
Right.
Wow. I think they had the best win for the SEC.
There it is.
They beat Virginia Tech, which a lot of people picked to be a number 1, number 2 team in the ACC. Jumped out 17-0, beat them 34-27 in overtime. Watch that, Diego Pavia. He beat Auburn last year when he played for New Mexico State. Kid's a winner. He's a dual threat quarterback. Had over 100 rushing, almost 200 passing, but he's got something they've needed there for a long time.
Is that Manny's biggest win since they beat Arkansas?
It's got to be. My mom is in a rehab hospital in Vanderbilt. We were actually on campus during the game, and you could hear the horn in the crowd from 3 blocks away at our hospital. So, I know there's a lot of Virginia Tech people there, but that's a huge win for Clark Lee.
Well, including my superior, Bruce Hale, who drove 9 hours from Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, gosh. Brother.
I hope he ate well. I'm sure he ate well and he drank well in Nashville. At least you were in Nashville for the weekend. But that was probably a long ride back over the, I guess that's the Appalachian Mountains, Bruce.
Appalachian Mountains, yeah.
To get back to, well, he didn't go to Blacksburg. He goes back to Richmond, but.
Well, you got to cross them.
You got to cross them. I'm sure that was a long, miserable drive back from Nashville.
As a visiting fan, you just expect to win that game. You don't think twice about it.
You don't even consider.
You're just we're just going to go to Vanderbilt. We're going to, like you said, Tommy, eat good, drink good, and watch our football team.
Middle
win.
Tennessee State expects to win at Vanderbilt. You don't go there and expect to lose.
All right, so Georgia, Bama, Texas, Ole Miss. We agree on 1, 2, 3, 4. I go Tennessee at 5. You go Vandy. I've got OU at 6. Who do you got?
Yeah, I went Missouri. I thought they looked impressive.
I have them right here,
yeah. Yeah, they rolled over Murray State. I had Tennessee 7, Oklahoma State 8, but I gave props to Vandy. They should be up there.
Did you see the courtesy of the red, white, and blue between the third and the fourth quarter? Again, nutrition. The one time I will give credit to the Oklahoma Sooners on this program is they're doing something new with the late Toby Keith. Between the third and fourth quarters, they're going to pick a random song. There's plenty to choose from. It was pretty cool on Saturday night.
Well, I saw his family there, and he loved his OU football, but I thought they looked good in their performance. The parts I saw of it, beating Temple 51-3. I'll be honest with you, other than Georgia's win, there's not a lot to be impressed with. I think A&M could be in this conversation, but it's hard to put them there because they lost. I thought A&M looked good. I thought they looked fast. I think LSU is got to figure out some things on defense still. I mean, clearly not getting that stop at the end, but don't write them off. Bruce, I thought there's some really good teams that may be as good as the teams we've got in 5, 6, 7, 8 spots, but they've got an L they got an L on the board, and with LSU and A&M, I wouldn't write them off. I think they're going to be teams to reckon with as the season unfolds.
Yeah, and I had a hard time putting Kentucky above 12, but I still think they're a good football team. Mm-hmm. They whacked Southern Miss in a lot of delays in a shortened game, and they got South Carolina in the first conference game this week. South Carolina looked terrible, barely beat Old Dominion 23-19. Rocket Sanders, hope that works for him. That's pretty tough.
So that was a close game. The Oregon-Idaho game was closer than it should have been, and the Michigan and Fresno game was a 2-touchdown game.
That was a closer game till that pick six at the end. Yeah.
There's some odd outcomes this week.
And then Florida looked terrible.
Oh.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, Florida may be 17th in this league right
They'll
now.
still find a way to beat Tennessee, but they look terrible.
And Napier gets like 20. He gets 85% of his remaining contract, which today is $28 million and change. Guys, they're not firing him. They don't have.
They've lost.
I don't care. You have $28 million laying around.
Florida Gators 6-game losing streak.
I think what you always have to factor in there, Tommy, because I thought the same thing is how you can divvy that out. Like, is it a lump sum? You got to pay all at once. Can you do it over the course? Sometimes those contracts are worked out. But he's not making it through the season. That schedule's too tough, and he's just not. He's not cut out for it.
But there was people expecting him. That was one of the questions I got Sunday. Has he been fired yet?
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, I just don't think that knee-jerk reaction. We're seeing a lot of knee-jerk overreaction already in college football. I don't think that's one.
That was not a knee-jerk.
Yeah, when you get drilled by a rival at home, what was it 41-17 to final? I think that's just a sign of things to come. They're willfully underprepared. He's not an SEC level coach.
Maybe
we saw it in
woefully.
Gainesville last year. I mean, they got punked by Arkansas in that game. Arkansas never won in the Swamp. He had coaching malpractice during the course of that game that ultimately cost him against the Razorbacks. So
Can you get insurance for that as a fan? Can we get insurance for malpractice?
Didn't you
comes
love
with the
the
tickets,
shot
right?
of the Florida fan with his little cup, like distraught, in the student section? That was hilarious.
Yeah, there's several. And how about the Miami? Give credit to those Miami players that said, "Come to the U." I mean, Florida's hosting probably 50 4- and 5-stars there that day, and they're like, I don't think we're going to go to Gainesville anymore. We might go to the University of Miami instead.
Boys, any concern about Auburn in a couple of weeks? They only put up 70, a 73 burger against Alabama A&M, 73-3.
Alabama A&M and Pine Bluff would be a good game.
Yeah,
They might play. I
think the deal with Freeze.
Now they're both in the SWAC.
Yeah.
So.
They brought in the number one receiving class in the Southeastern Conference. Now, a lot of these guys are younger, so you're not going to see them impact as much, but they're going to be able to score. I know people were trashing Peyton Thorne last year. He's going to be better. I'm not going to say he's going to win the Heisman Trophy or anything, but that first SEC opener in a place that Arkansas never seems to find success in, I don't think it's going to go that great, to be honest.
Well, you got to remember, they beat Alabama till that last play.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat them, and they lost in the final score.
And now Bond's in Austin, Texas, catching balls from Quinn Ewers instead of Milrow. But, yeah, Auburn, Tommy's going to be able to put up points. They got one of the best offensive lines in football, and you're going to have to figure out how to stop them. Hopefully T will be hyper-motivated after what happened last season, being that is his alma mater.
That's just happened to be looking at the SWAC standings while y'all were talking. The combined conference record is 3-10 at this point for the entire league. Add them up. So, and you got Florida A&M at 2-0. So I mean, they're doing what they're paid to do, and that's go lose.
Yeah, they're making
at stadiums
payroll.
a lot larger than theirs.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's our Pradco Pyramid of Power. Where did we get it right? Where did we get it wrong, Ty?
I think I've been pretty high on Texas and Ole Miss several times. It's just really hard to make this like declarative statement after week one where teams belong. I mean, basically, as long as you have Georgia at 1, you guys both had a little difference, but I don't have a major issue. And I would give credit to Vanderbilt like you did, Bruce. I mean, that was arguably one of the best wins for the SEC in week 1. Clemson, listen, Dabo Swinney is blockbuster. He was great at one point. Netflix is overtaking him. The transfer portal, NIL, is overtaking him. He's done. He's fired. It's going to happen at some point. Maybe not this year, but down the road. It is an embarrassment to where Clemson was and where they now are as a football program.
Yeah. Arkansas has a tradition of hiring Clemson coaches.
Yeah.
Who won national championships.
That is true. That is true.
Danny Ford. Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, we're going to get some fall weather. I was looking towards the weekend, Bruce, and we're looking at like 80-degree highs towards the end of the week. And the good news for you, it's already Tuesday. You don't have to wait another day to get to Friday.
Yeah, it's incredible. We got cloud cover today and tomorrow. That's good news for topwater fishing on the Highland reservoirs. If you're out on Beaver and Table Rock, some of these lakes in western Arkansas, northern Arkansas, get a Super Spook Junior, get a Booyah Boss Pop, Rebel Pop R, and throw that top water. I like using 8-pound test on a 7-foot spinning rod, make real long casts on main lake points, especially when they're pulling water, and you can load up this time of year. And I always have a War Eagle jig head with a 6-inch yum thumping dinger, usually in red bug or June bug, and catch a lot of fish doing that too.
All right, find them at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com. Later in the week, we're going to be at Mountain Home, which I know is one of the largest fishing departments in a Walmart in America. So
there have been many years that's been the number one Pradco sales Walmart.
Wow.
The Mountain Home.
Yeah.
And then you got to remember, you got Norfolk and you got Bull Shoals, then you got the Mighty White River and the Norfolk.
yeah, they got like 5 aisles here. All right, Bruce, we'll see you next Tuesday.
All right, guys.
All right, Bruce Stanton, Pradco Fishing with us.
All right, we'll get more in the morning rush coming up.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here and hitthatline.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page brand.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Hey, this is Arkansas wide receiver Isaiah Satania, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
This summer. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on
5. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Arkansas dealing with a couple of injuries for their football team heading into this bout with Oklahoma State on Saturday. Andrew Armstrong, Patrick Kudus. Don't know if this is an injury with Miguel Mitchell, but those 3 guys were asked about yesterday to Coach Sam Pittman. Here's what he said.
Andrew, I'll say, is questionable. Kudus is probably doubtful.
We didn't see Miguel Mitchell and haven't seen him on the depth chart. Just what's his status?
He's just out for right now.
For those who don't know, Miguel Mitchell is a defensive back for Arkansas. I think he's the kid from Florida, if I remember that correctly. Tommy, that's really not a lot. We saw several guys like A&M lost an offensive lineman for the year. Georgia lost a couple starters during the course of their game with Clemson. To be that, and I'm knocking on wood here because I don't want this to impact, but you're really not that banged up after a week 1, which I guess is the benefit of playing a lesser football team.
No, but you were counting on Patrick Kutas to be with you for the second game, and Coach was asked right after that, did he have the scan or the MRI he had referenced last week?
Yeah.
And his only answer was yes. He didn't elaborate. He didn't follow up. But when he said doubtful, right? And which
correct.
We hadn't gotten into the news from last week that there's going to be injury updates, and that won't apply to this non-conference game. But that's the language that's going to be used, and it sounds like Emarion Harris is going to get another start at guard.
Yeah, and again, when he talked about Kudus initially, I just don't like. And this is not a Pittman thing; it's just a coach's thing. Whenever they talk about injuries and they say, "Well, we might get him back," I'm always keeping an eye out or keeping it whatever. I don't necessarily believe coaches when they talk about injuries, just to be blunt, at all. And it's not a Pittman thing, it's not an Arkansas thing, it's just a coaches in college thing. Curious, like you said, how the SEC stuff will affect not just the release on everything, but also just how coaches talk about that stuff on a daily basis. Now, they are going into a hostile environment on Saturday, Boone Pickens Stadium. For those that haven't been, which a good chunk of you haven't, it's a very interesting venue. I've had a chance to go to a few games there. Coach got asked, hey, how do you think you guys will handle the environment? Here's what he said.
We went in there and got beat when I was at OU. Very, very loud, very, very close, as in they can stand up and look right on top of you. And we've talked to our coaching staff and our players about that because we can't let their fans be a distraction to us when we're trying to learn on the sidelines, trying to talk about the next series, whatever it may be. It's extremely close. I think it's the closest one in the country. Extremely loud. I think they have 55,000, but it's a loud stadium. So we've talked about that. And crowd noise will be a huge part of this week's preparation, and we started that on Saturday.
Tommy, you'll see Taylor Green put his hands over his head a few times like we've seen with several other college quarterbacks this weekend. This will be the first time we'll see how Arkansas handles that with a couple new offensive linemen and other starters out there.
I thought what he brought up that was most interesting there was the fact that, hey, when we're trying to teach and look at film, and keep in mind they can use the iPads now and all of those things on the sideline, you got fans, and those walls there at Boone Pickens, what would you say, there's 7 to 9 feet around that stadium? I mean, you can break your leg coming over that wall, and fans have when they've rushed the field there. But they're looking down in your team meeting, in your position group meeting, if you will. So he spoke to the distraction that could be for his team, and he said the tightest sidelines in the country, and I'd agree.
Yep.
For those familiar with Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium in Springdale, not far from where I'm at here in the 99.5 studios, they're about that tight, and that is there's not a lot of real estate over there.
And that is your Hog Update this morning, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, we still got a lot to talk about this hour. Our Cart Path Social Morning Rush Daily Question coming up in a bit. And we're also talking with our friend Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. Larry, I know you guys are excited about the upcoming car show you have, September the 21st. And you got state sales tax paid when you trade this month as well, man.
Oh, it's going to be a big month, guys. We're really excited about that car show, the TK Memorial Cars at the Crossing. Terry Kitching, Midway Motors, he was the center of that kind of show car, hot rod kind of scene for years. Friend of the family, friend of the dealership, and a lot of his friends are going to come out for that. If you want to see the coolest cars anywhere around, come out there to our car show at Chaffee Crossing on the 21st. A lot of other things going on out there that day, too, a big artisan and food fair. So we're really looking forward to that. It's going to be a ton of fun. And, the state sales tax paid when you trade, that's our favorite promotion. It's our customers' favorite promotion. And we're really excited about getting going with it. It's a great time to come out. We've got road-ready certified vehicles and a bunch of them, folks. Cars and trucks, SUVs, whatever you're looking for, we're bound to have something that's just right for you and your family. Let us worry about getting the price and payment where it fits your budget, and let us take care of your state sales tax when you trade. So it's a great time to come on out, get rid of that car, and get something that you've been looking for, something you've been wanting. Let us help you out with state sales tax paid when you trade. If you're keeping the car you have, let us work on it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center, whether it's an oil change, brakes, battery, tires, a major problem, check engine light, whatever you got, we can take care of it in the Meineke Car Care Center. Philip and his team back there would love a chance to earn your business. Come in and see us next time you need something with your car. Let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Better yet, trade it in. State sales tax paid when you trade right now. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center.
All right, that's Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Larry, enjoy talking with you. Can't wait for that car show in a few weeks, man.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one. And folks, come and see us.
Tommy, you got a car that you're going to bring in that car show? You got a slick ride from back in the day?
Did I have? No. But I've been to a lot of those car shows over my career, man. You talk about some fun to watch those things. Yeah. I remember going to one on Petty Jean Mountain. Man,
that's awesome.
Some great-looking cars.
Oh, heck yeah. All right, we got more thoughts from Sam Pittman on this Oklahoma State game, plus the betting line is out. All that's coming up as we continue on here on a Bandwagon Tuesday.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here. HitThatLine.com.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Thill Bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Thill are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. America's favorite floats by Thill.
He struck him out swinging. This is historic. You've never seen anything like this before.
This is the Morning Rush.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all of their patients a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5501 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farm. Now offering same-day crowns. 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Let's see. Leaky faucet Tuesday. Water flooding the yard. Better put that down for the middle of the month when the bills aren't due.
Honey, what are you doing?
Planning our plumbing problems, of course.
You can't plan our plumbing problems, but you should plan our plumber.
What do you mean?
Like all important contacts, I keep Westark Plumbing in my phone. They're always there when we need them, and they don't overcharge since they know we don't plan our plumbing problems. Here, honey, here's their number.
646-5151. Thanks, babe.
Westark Plumbing. We keep you flowing.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crickhopper.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Did you know that almost 80% of all advertising is spent on digital? This is Dale Daniels, Digital Sales Manager for ESPN Arkansas, and due to the growth in digital advertising, we have the opportunity for the right person to join our team. Digital and radio advertising go hand in hand, and we're looking for someone to help businesses grow with this powerful combination. If you have experience in broadcast and digital marketing or business development, we want to hear from you. Email your resume to sales@hitthatline.com. Pearson Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at kartpathsocial.com. Kart Path Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
Did anything you saw over the weekend change your mind about the next 11 games for Arkansas? After you watched the rest of the SEC, Ty, after you watched Georgia keep Clemson completely out of the end zone for 4 quarters, after you watched Texas look good. I thought A&M looked good in their loss to Notre Dame. I thought LSU looked good in their loss to USC. I'm not ready to put dirt on their seasons yet. But does any of that, now that we have just a few more brush strokes, certainly the picture isn't painted for the 24 season, but we have a few more brush strokes. Has your mind changed at all about what the next 11 games may hold for Arkansas?
I have a little bit higher respect for Nussmeier than I did prior to that game. Him and Miller Moss had pretty good games for the LSU Tigers. A&M's offense was putrid. I know that was Wigman's first game under new offensive coordinator Colin Klein, who Arkansas beat in that Cotton Bowl back in the day for K-State. But I think they're going to miss Petrino this upcoming season, though that defense is stout. I mean, it's going to be tough points-wise on that. As far as some of the other games, like Tommy, I didn't get a chance to watch Auburn or Tennessee. Didn't watch any Mississippi State or Ole Miss. Texas looked, Ole Miss has got the best wide receiver corps in the SEC, maybe in college football, but Texas is right behind them, if not squarely with them. Bond, some of the other guys, that is going to be hard. They're going to be hard covers when they come to Fayetteville on November the 16th.
I didn't see the size and speed, and maybe it was hard to see that on display with the comparison of the opponent. But I thought A&M looked big, fast, and strong.
Yeah.
I thought LSU looked big, fast, and strong. Georgia, of course, Alabama, of course, all looked big, fast, and strong. Now, maybe it was because you were playing UA Pine Bluff, who listen, and I don't say this to be disrespectful or mean. I just think it's a fact. I don't know of anyone that played a worse opponent in Power 5 football than Arkansas played in their first game.
Well,
I mean,
that's
not Arkansas's fault, and it's not Pine Bluff's fault, but it's certainly hard to put it in context with the rest of college football. Who, listen, there were weak opponents, but I'm not sure. I think Pine Bluff's the weakest amongst all of them.
Yeah, Tommy, and I don't have the soundbite in front of me, and I apologize for that. But Pittman, even in his press conference yesterday, he was very respectful about it. He didn't want to degrade
I know what you're talking about.
Alonzo, Hampton, and their team, but he was like, we have to take that for what it is. And I'm paraphrasing, but you know what
he said, we're not going to play another opponent anything like that again.
Yes.
I think was almost his exact words. But just the eye test, and I think when you're not a trained eye like these coaches are, and that's why you listen to coaches, it just didn't look like Arkansas quite had big, fast, and strong down quite in the same fashion that these others do. Now, this week, they can change my mind. They can change my opinion because you're going to play a team that I watched some of Oklahoma State. You're going to have your hands full just tackling Gordon this weekend.
Yes.
You got an experienced quarterback that you're going to have to, what he's in, a 15-year starter or something? He's like 92 years old playing quarterback over here. So, I mean, you got a chance to change some minds, and there's going to be some of that going on in, around the game because the transfer portal is going to open that opportunity. So I'm looking forward to having my mind changed a little bit this weekend.
All right, let's expand on the Ollie Gordon stuff. That is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Got a chance for the first time to see their facility this weekend in Lowell. It's actually right next to Mr. Sparky, Tommy, and also a Bud Light distributor. So, man, it is a BYOB establishment. So, if you want to take advantage of that,
the Lowell exit. You go down there, what, about a quarter mile, maybe not that far. Hang a left, and you're right there.
Yeah, it's right by the Workman's there. But again, it's an awesome facility. Christian and Nate have done a fabulous job. I actually had a friend text me this weekend, River Valley commercial real estate guy. I was like, would they be interested in putting something down there? But for now, they got the NWA location, doing tailgate parties for the Oklahoma State game, other away games this season. So if you're looking for a place that you can take the kiddos, I know that's hard for some of you. It's like, hey, the kids won't stay focused the whole time when we're trying to watch a football game. Well, at Cart Pass Social, you can rent a bay for 3 or 4 hours. The kids can come. The wife can come. And you can watch football while playing golf at one of their over 500 different golf courses that they have in their base. CartPassSocial.com, again, located in Lowell, like Tommy said. CartPass Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun. Now, when you look at that UAPB game, Arkansas dominated almost every phase, every facet, but there were some things that they got to clean up a little bit, including tackling. And Tommy brought up Ollie Gordon, maybe the best running back in college football, just to run down what he accomplished last year. Ollie Gordon had over 2,000 scrimmage yards, 22 touchdowns, but was against Big 12 defenses for the most part. In his first game this season, had over 100 yards and 3 total touchdowns, nearly 150 total yards between receiving and rushing. So it's a kid you're going to have to bring to the ground. Here's what Coach had to say about the outstanding running back from Oklahoma State.
We needed to get better just from our Thursday night game. Certainly on Saturday, we had a tackling circuit, so that we're trying to address that. If they get him 2 or 3 yards, he's going to get 6 or 7, or more. But we're going to have to tackle him one-on-one, but we're going to have to get a lot of guys around the ball. We're definitely understand how good he is.
And Tommy, again, he had good numbers, over 100 yards against South Dakota State, but it was also on 27 carries. So they gave him the rock a lot of times. He probably wanted to get a little more. If they stop him, you definitely want to put Alan Bowman in more situations than giving this guy 5 or 6 yards a carry come Saturday.
Yeah, and Arkansas is going to have to stand him up and let help get there. I mean, I think that's –
yeah.
I don't know how many solo one-on-one tackles you're going to get against this guy that at least isn't going to be for 2, 3, 4 yards after contact. Can you force somehow what could Arkansas do defensively to force him into throwing the ball more? I mean, why would you ever throw it if you can run it? I mean, and I know it's a lot more exciting, and your kids want to throw it around, but man, if you got a guy that can get those kind of yards, I'd expect them to be a little unbalanced in running the football come Saturday.
What did you think of the opening spread? We're 45 minutes, and this is my fault for not mentioning Arkansas, at least on the Bet Saracen app. Tommy opened as a 7.5-point underdog against Oklahoma State. I'm going to be honest, I was surprised it was that low. You look at other services, it was kind of right around 7 or 8, depending on who you are. Was that a little surprising? Because it was to me.
No, I mean, what you thought it'd be more than a
touchdown? I thought it would be more closer to what South Dakota State was this past Saturday.
All right, what were they at? Because I didn't pay attention.
I think it was 10.5.
All right, yeah, and it's still 7.5 on the Bet Saracen app this morning. Moneyline's got Arkansas plus 230. Over under at 59.5 as I'm looking at it right now. I'll be honest, I thought it'd be closer to 10 or 12.
Yeah.
So, but I like you said, I've seen it elsewhere at 8, which tells me, probably a lot of people piling on one way. I'll be interested to see as the week unfolds where the money is laying. Where the tickets are riding.
Where the smart, it's always the debate. Where the smart money's going, like the bettors, and then the public, who the public is always kind of a fascinating thing to watch as the week unfolds within college football.
Yeah. Smart money are the people that cash tickets. I don't care what anyone else says.
That's fair.
And there's a lot of people thought they had smart money last week on Pine Bluff and the points, and they didn't turn out to have the smart money.
That's now, very true.
With Bet Saracen, they kind of got bailed out a little bit when they did. And I know some of the other in-state sports books followed suit with what Bet Saracen did first, but that's where the smart money is where the winning ticket's at. Don't let anybody fool you.
I wonder, so you're a leftovers fan, right? There are certain foods that you enjoy that are leftovers rather than when you eat it.
They're better as leftovers than the first time you have them, is the point.
And you and I differ on that. I'm always when it's first cooked, I think it's better on every
Chili's
food.
better the second day. Meatloaf's better the second day. You're just wrong about that.
Yeah, so we can agree to disagree. But
Roast
I wonder,
soup is better the second day.
I wonder as you've gotten to kind of marinate and let things in the fridge for a few days since Arkansas played last Thursday night, has your thought process changed on this football team? It's one thing to have like a declarative thought Friday morning on Football Friday. But now as we've had Labor Day weekend, you've thought about things other than football, you've been with your family or friends. As we enter into this week, what your thought process is when Arkansas takes on the Cowboys this weekend. We got a chance to again hear from Sam Pittman yesterday. We've got some other sound bites we'll play. But, I mean, Tommy, you referenced something earlier with what your friends were talking about this weekend. I wonder if their thought process has changed as the days have progressed the last few days.
Theirs might have moved some. Mine hasn't shifted really any. I'm in wait and see mode. I mean, I think I get a grasp. I think I have a handle. I think I'm smart enough to understand what I saw last Thursday night isn't real. And Sam Pittman touched on that yesterday. You're not going to play any opponent like that the rest of the way, so why would I put a lot of stock in that? Now, Arkansas still managed to go out for 10 possessions and score on each and every one of those with a touchdown, and they managed to stop their opponent. And there's value in that. But all of that can be a long-distant memory if you play poorly this weekend at Stillwater. None of that means anything if you don't play well this weekend.
We have a house divided of sorts in my family. My aunt is an Oklahoma State alum. My uncle went to the University of Arkansas, so they haven't played since 1980, which is odd to say as close as these schools are, but this is the week. My aunt actually asked me to come sit with them and told me to bring a friend. I think she expected me to bring a girl as a date, but that did not. It's hard to ask a girl on a first date time, hey, I'm going to be in Tulsa, so you should drive to Stillwater in the morning of and meet me for a first date in Boone Pickens Stadium. It's not the easiest.
I'm checking the Bet Saracen app for the odds on that, and I don't know. I'm scrolling. Keep scrolling.
Can't find it.
Keep scrolling.
A male friend, a platonic male friend, has been invited. One that is how do we say? He keeps his composure because my aunt goes nuts during Oklahoma State's games, and her only request was don't invite an Arkansas fan that will go over the top because we're going to be in the Oklahoma State section, and it's one of those things where probably don't want to get too off the wall if something happens for Arkansas.
All right, week from Saturday will be the UAB game, Fayetteville. If you're looking for a place to stay, might be a room or two left at the Inn at the Mill. Call them up this morning. Jen will answer the phone. 479-443-1800 is their number, and they'll get you set for that game, or maybe it's the Tennessee game or LSU game or even the Texas game. Now's the time to get those rooms. 479-443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com. We got another hour coming up. Tom Murphy's going to be with us next hour, right?
Yep.
We'll get Tom's thoughts on the press conference yesterday and kind of what's happening there. And he had some really good questions, I thought, for Sam Pittman. Hey, the folks at Farm Credit have been making family dreams a reality. They've been doing it for more than 100 years. Farm Credit's got 25 locations around our state, and they can help you with sprucing up that home you're in now or building that family home from the ground up. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, and let Farm Credit go to work for you on that financing for your family home. That's myaglender.com, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. With 25 locations, there's one near you.
All right, we'll chat with Tom. Take more of your calls and texts next.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This month, your lucky number is 7. Strike it rich with the all-new Triple Red 7 Scratch-Off game from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Scratch off 1 7 to win instantly, 2 to double your prize, and 3 to triple your money. You could win the $200,000 top prize, or any part of more than $9 million in total prizes. Play Triple Red 7s, available now at lottery retailers. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is The Morning Rush.
It's a stunning way to go somewhere new in the 2024 Buick Encore GX from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers on the Buick Encore GX. The Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% on the 2024 Buick Encore GX. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouthwatering.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. Sportsman. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Very, very loud, very, very close, as in they can stand up and look right on top of you. We can't let their fans be a distraction to us when we're trying to learn on the sidelines, trying to talk about the next series, whatever it may be. Extremely loud. I think they have 55,000, but it's a loud stadium. And crowd noise will be a huge part of this week's preparation, and we start that on Saturday.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
And Tommy Kraft.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about them Cowboys?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those.
Our friend Tom Murphy stops by for a visit coming up in just one bit. We're going to get his thoughts. He was with Sam Pittman yesterday, and plenty of thoughts to react to from college football this weekend as well, Tommy, as we're finally concluded with week number 1.
Yeah, and looking forward to, an exciting week, too. And, an 11 a.m. start means all day, a day long of watching football. There's some good games on at 11 o'clock. We'll get to Tom in just a second. Brought to you by our buddies at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. The best brands at the best prices like Grand Design, Forest River. The Brinkley Model Z is there as well, and they put a lifetime warranty with every new RV they sell. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Tom, welcome in. You heard our open Coach Pittman discussing the crowd noise that Arkansas will have to factor in for the first time all week. The biggest opposition, in my opinion, is not that. It's going up against the likes of Ollie Gordon. He mentioned they had some struggles in that week 1 bout against UAPB. Maybe some issues that you noticed from week 1 that were kind of overshadowed by the dominance that have to get cleaned up by this game against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Always a pleasure. The special teams, if you got a hand on somebody's back on a punt return, a lot of times that's going to get called. And so, they lost a ton of yardage on 2 punt returns. But otherwise, the O-line played very well. And I'm kind of currently writing a piece right now about how you can compare the stats from that game versus the game in 21 and versus Western Carolina last year, the opener in Little Rock, similar type circumstances. But they only got 379 yards or something like that in that game, maybe 390. Well, if you want to be a strong statistical team and, rank up there, you got to pile them up in the games like they just played, and they did that. I mean, when you start out with 687 yards, that number is going to come down when you start playing Oklahoma State in your SEC schedule. But they capitalized basically on everything and converted every third down. So, tackling, that was a big point of Saturday's practice was to go out there and tackle better because Ollie Gordon, I watched a bunch of the South Dakota State game, at least highlights of it, and I listened to it on the radio, and quite often South Dakota State guys would bounce off him, and he has this particular move when he's getting hit. He spins into the guy, and he gets extra yards just right there at the point of contact. So that's going to be a big deal in this game.
Yeah. So how do you stand the guy? I don't know that you can solo tackle this guy often enough. Landon probably can, but how many on this Arkansas 2-deep defensively could solo tackle this guy? At full steam, full speed. Standing him up and gang tackling is going to be the key here.
That's a great point. And if you can't get 2 guys to him, you're running into some trouble. And, there'll be an occasional guy who, goes low and, takes out his legs or something like that. But if you just get there and wrap him, he's going to keep moving his feet until you get help, and he's going to get extra yardage out of it. And if it's just one guy here in the hole and then one guy on the second level, he could break both of those and turn it into a really long gainer. I mean, that's why he's the Doak Walker Award winner. That's why he has so much yards after contact. He's a really good back.
So does the team that leads rushing yards win this game? I mean, is it that simple, or is there going to be a lot more to it than that?
I haven't thought about it in those terms, but, I mean, it could be. I mean, Arkansas clearly wants to be able to establish the run. Taylon Green gives them an extra dimension as a runner, and we saw that early on with a 20 or 30-yard gain on that naked that went for a first down, then obviously on the big scramble right before halftime. So those are big, but there are other factors. I mean, when you look at the South Dakota State game, Oklahoma State only outgained them by, 15 or 20 yards total. both of them were in the high 300s, but Oklahoma State dominated on the scoreboard. So, those things can be misleading.
Tom Murphy with us here, courtesy of Arkansas Beef Council. Tom, the communication is going to be a huge deal. You heard Pittman reference it. I want to touch on that. This is Taylon's first game that he'll really have to kind of dig in and hear what Coach is saying through the helmet. They'll go up against a hostile crowd on Saturday. First time that's all season. How do you think the offense handles it after playing in a predominantly home crowd in Little Rock?
Well, you're right. That's going to be a big point of a focus on this game. You saw a lot of quarterbacks on the opening weekend covering up those ear holes to try to hear what their coordinator was saying. And, Arkansas will have a backup plan. I mean, if they have to signal it in, they'll do that. They'll huddle a good bit. It could come into play. And, Bobby Petrino was pretty open during camp talking about how there was a little bit of a struggle because it's only one-way communication. And does Taylor understand what he's saying? And so there was a little bit of miscommunication during camp. But hopefully they have a good backup plan in place that they can signal something in if he doesn't get the call.
Tom, you referenced watching the Oklahoma State game this weekend. I'm going to guess that you watched some other college football games, including some Arkansas opponents. Tommy asked a good question earlier about our opinions maybe being changed. As you watch some of the other games, did your opinions change of any Arkansas opponent for this upcoming season?
Well, unfortunately, they're not playing Florida State this year. That looks like it'd be a different monster than it might have been. But I'm thinking through. I mean, I didn't see much of Bama. I didn't see Auburn at all. I didn't see any Ole Miss. LSU, obviously, I watched it all. And, they'll get better. Just as they've lost their opener against Florida State the last couple of years, they got better and better. And Garrett Nussmeier, obviously a coach's son, I'm sure he knows the scheme inside and out, but I think he went to checkdowns a little too often. So they're going to have to improve what they're doing, and they will be by the time Arkansas plays them. But A&M, there were some deficiencies there. Now they were playing a very good team in Notre Dame. So that game's a little bit closer than LSU for Arkansas. So we'll find out more about the Aggies here in a few weeks. But as far as my opinion changing, look, I didn't have A&M in my top 25 in the preseason. I just thought with the coaching change and, they weren't a great team last year, and their run game was not very good last year. So I didn't see them as a top 25, and I certainly don't now after they lost.
Tom Murphy with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Back to Monday's Monday's press conference with Sam Pittman. Patrick Kutas had an MRI done last week. I think the word exactly was doubtful for this week. What do you read into this, and when might he return to the Arkansas offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, we were hearing in camp, Sam Pittman would say, he might be back by this coming Saturday or at least the next Monday, and it kind of kept dragging on. So maybe what they were hoping was happening with his back isn't a best-case scenario. And quite honestly, he's missed so much time now that I don't think even if he, say, were to be back next Monday, that he would be in game shape for week 3. And the fact that Amarian Harris has played so well, I mean, it would take a while, I would think, before Kutas could unseat him if he did. And you've heard Sam Pittman say that Amarian Harris isn't number 5 in their rankings of all their O-linemen. He might be 3 or 4. So I don't know, and it sounds to me like we've entered a phase of we're not seeing practices. The injury reports for SEC games are going to start coming out. I mean, this week we'll see one tomorrow, I believe, for South Carolina, Kentucky. But I think we're going to see less volunteered information out of Sam Pittman on Mondays because there's the mandatory Wednesday report. He did not elaborate very much on Kutas or on Andrew Armstrong, just questionable, and that was it. And then, Miguel Mitchell didn't travel, and we know he was down on the depth chart second or third behind, T.J. Metcalf in camp, and the only response on that was, he's out for now. We don't know what that means. So we'll have to see going forward what the injury situation looks like.
Tom, it's been more than 40 years, but it's going to be Arkansas and Oklahoma State this Saturday in Stillwater, and we'll pick up the conversation later this week and get ready for Arkansas's first big Power 5 test of the season.
Outstanding. Talk to y'all then.
All right, Tom Murphy with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. If you're like me and Ty and you love to sink your teeth into the ultimate burger, we love them burgers. The Arkansas Beef Council proudly presents the inaugural Arkansas's Best Burger Contest. They're on the hunt for the juiciest, tastiest, 100% beef burger that Arkansas has to offer. Now, every town's got that spot. Best burger in town's over here. We're looking for the best spot in the state. So if you think your local spot has the best burger around, then prove it. You can nominate your favorite restaurant and your favorite burger at arkansasbeef.org. That's arkansasbeef.org, where they're taking nominations all September long. You can vote once per day, and let's celebrate the best burgers in Arkansas. May the best beef win. It's all brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
So Tom took in the game on Sunday night, Tommy. Evidently, he did not have DirecTV. For those that have DirecTV, there's a dispute going on with DirecTV and ABC and Disney. And luckily, his colleague Matt Jones wrote about this. If you have DirecTV, you should be okay for the Arkansas and Oklahoma State game this weekend because the ABC affiliates here in the state are not Disney owned, but for a good chunk of people, Tommy, that have DirecTV, they didn't get to watch LSU and USC on Sunday night.
You know, and they do this every year where the contracts expire about the beginning of football season. And that's not by accident. They do it when they feel like they have the most leverage. And they end up settling these things, but one of these things went well into the season a year or two ago.
Yeah.
But I don't have DirecTV, so it shouldn't affect what I'm doing. So.
Hopefully it gets resolved because I know a lot of people listening want to watch college football. And for those that do have DirecTV, you don't want these issues to be.
And I don't know if is it just the satellite or is it also their streaming? I mean, here's the thing: when you're on the streaming, you can dump one and go to the other pretty quick order. So I wouldn't be surprised if. And I don't have DirecTV streaming or satellites. I'm fortunate in that regard.
My understanding, Tommy, is it's both streaming and if you have a DirecTV account, then you're kind of screwed. It's streaming or just regular television, or regular cable, whatever you say.
Normally, those are short 30-day out contracts, so there'll be a lot of people bailing out if they can't watch their football.
All right, we got our SEC update coming up. We got our Pro Hog update coming up as well this hour. More reaction to college football this weekend and taking your calls and text next.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
Hey, this is Hunter Yurtek, Director of Athletics at the University of Arkansas, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
On October 21st, 2006, Michigan State found themselves down 38-3 with less than 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they made that initial deficit like it never even happened, scoring 38 straight points to win 41-38.
The Michigan State Spartans in one of the greatest comebacks in Michigan State football history.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
You guys are the best.
This is The Morning Rush.
The stunning way to go somewhere new in the 2024 Buick Encore GX from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers on the Buick Encore GX. The Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% on the 2024 Buick Encore GX. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Like
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Thill Bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Thill are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep.
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
So we love doing our hog reaction shows because it invites some pretty funny interaction from you as a caller. And that took place in Knoxville following the Tennessee game. Now, Tommy, I don't know if you heard just yet. I've played with Bruce earlier. Here was a post-game call on Fox Sports Knoxville after a dominating Tennessee win. And it's quite funny.
These guys are good.
That's why I think they'd pull the trigger pretty quickly on getting rid of Billy.
Just the damn sports radio. It doesn't matter to your family. It's a loser situation. My dad needs your help.
Cosmo Chris.
I'm done with you. I know you don't hear. I'll take your $2.5 million.
So Cosmo Chris, Tommy, getting chewed out for his wife for calling into a sports talk post-game show, evidently when her father needed some help. I don't know the context of that situation. I just find it very entertaining as we start our SEC update.
Well, and you're looking for the perfect one. Good luck. So that's what you have to look forward to, Tom.
Doesn't sound that appealing. In other news, you had a pretty crazy situation in San Francisco this week. You remember that Ricky Pearsall kid that played for Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas played him last year.
Yep.
He got shot during the midst of
I saw that.
a robbery.
Yeah.
Now he's okay, which is the big part of this, but he's now on the the reserve non-football injury list for the first 4 games. Again, former Florida Gator, now playing for the San Francisco 49ers. Just a weird situation this weekend, an altercation between him and a robber, I guess.
And I think the alleged suspect here that is under arrest and in jail was like 19 years old, if I remember. I read this story over the weekend, but yeah, scary how. I mean, I keep going back to the idea and the thought, and even how things happen, accidents happen, violence happens, life can change just so fast in just the snap of a finger, and certainly did for Ricky over the weekend.
Yeah, so
that's just a weird thing that you mind your own business, you go into the convenience store, and the next thing you know, you might be out of the NFL.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Now, the outcome of the weekend was within USC and LSU, and actually former Mississippi State Bulldog was the one that got it done.
See the transfer from Georgia Southern. Woody Marks might make it a moot point. Talk about all the field goals and Woody Marks rumbles into the end zone, and USC is on top with 8 seconds to play.
You heard the highlight from Reese Davis on ABC. There's Woody Marks, again, former Bulldog, takes it in for the USC Trojans. I think it was 7 or 8 seconds left, and they beat LSU 27-20. And really, Tommy, one of the few games that actually lived up to the hype this weekend within conference affiliation.
Yeah, and I thought that was really good, and just Kelly banging on the table. He didn't even bang hard enough to knock the microphones or the water bottles over, but he was angry. I'm just angry.
We're sitting here
how
again
angry he really
talking
was.
about the same things.
I thought it was
angry.
Was that more of a message to his team? Like he kept himself composed, but at the same time, okay,
that was to his
fans. Okay.
He wants his fans to think he's really mad, so that they're not as mad at him. But that's not going to work.
Yeah, that would be a good way to put it. Last thing here, your SEC update. So while the LSU USA game was close, the Clemson Georgia game was not.
Carson Beck went under center. Jones bounces it outside, delivers a stiff arm, stumble toward the pylon. Touchdown.
Mr. Blockbuster, Dabo Swinney, at one time great, at one time one of the pillars of college football. Tommy, I don't even know if we can say like that Clemson and them matter anymore. The ACC has looked awful this season with the 0-2 start for Florida State. Clemson just getting drilled by Georgia. Now, I'll say this. If Arkansas played Georgia, it would probably be a similar outcome. But years ago, that's a football game, and it's down to the wire, but it was anything but that on Saturday.
Well, and Dabo, there was a question I saw yesterday on one of the Talking Head shows. Has the game passed Dabo by? I heard Chuck and Bo talking this morning about, his refusal. And that's what they were talking about yesterday morning on the Talking Head shows. His refusal to use the portal. His stubbornness, what's going to be the undoing of Dabo Swinney? I don't know, but you would think at some point he bends his will, because not only is the ACC perhaps going to be left behind, but Clemson could be in the wash of all of this.
The reason I keep bringing up Blockbuster is because the founders of Netflix met with one of the co-founders of Blockbuster. They tried to sell Netflix for $50 million to Blockbuster. Blockbuster laughed them out of the room, and now Netflix is worth $150 billion, and Blockbuster is nothing but a memory, which is what Dabo Swinney is going to be unless he changes with the times, which is NIL in the portal, as Tommy referenced. All right, that is your SEC update here this morning, Tommy.
And it's brought to you by our friends at APAC. They have immediate openings in Northwest and North Central Arkansas. If you're looking for a great job with a great company, my brother's worked there for more than 15 years now. And if you're looking for a career, a place that can be your work home, and I'm all the time seeing on Facebook where they're celebrating not just someone's 10th or 15th or 20th work anniversary, but celebrating 25, 30, and 40-year work anniversaries with APAC Arcola. They take care of their employees. It's a place where you can go and advance a career, where you can advance your earnings and have great benefits to go along with it to benefit you and your family. Go to jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. If you've got skills in road construction, asphalt, paving, concrete, heavy equipment, whether you've worked on heavy equipment or you operate it, if you're a diesel mechanic, if you're a licensed CDL driver, there's opportunities for you. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
So I did want to play this clip real quick. We've talked football all morning, and deservedly so. I mean, we're recapping a wild weekend in college football as it's week one, and it often is. But you did have a little golf outcome this weekend. The takeaway outside of Scotty Scheffler winning, what, 20, 25 mil or whatever?
25 million plus the tournament earnings. So it's about 29 million, I believe, this weekend.
Yeah. So outside of that, he also had a funny retort, which I'm sure, Tom, and we've all used at one point in time. And in fact, we've missed a shot here and there.
What happened on that shot out of the bunker?
I shanked it.
Why did you shake it?
So there's the club, like there's the straight part of the face, and then over here is the hosel. And on that one specifically, I caught too much of that part of the face. And that's why I went to the right. So it's shaped kind of a little curve. So like if I hit the straight part, it's going to go that way.
No, I get that.
And then if I hit this part, it's going to come, towards you.
I know the season. Thank you.
Oh, that's funny because I mean, you sometimes say ask a dumb question, get a dumb answer, but that's actually a smart answer, but it's a smart aleck answer. But I appreciated the sarcasm and the humor in that because, well, why did you shake it? Well, no one ever says, you know what, I think this situation, this lie, and this distance calls for a shank. That is, and you know what it does? It makes me feel better because when I hit one, and I've hit one out of a bunker, I've hit one off of flat ground in the middle of the fairway before, to be honest with you. Makes me feel better that the world's number one can have it happen to him.
I know there's not many times in the 6 years that we've been working together that you've said, I'm proud of you, Ty, but my handicap is now below a 20. It's now at 19. So
your index or your course handicap?
Index. What's the difference? Is there a difference on that?
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, your index is one thing. Your course handicap is another.
It's a separate thing. Well, we'll figure that off air at some point.
Yeah, good. All right, so but you know who's the real winner in all this is Scotty Scheffler.
His wife?
Hit that, but his caddy, Ted Scott, who used to caddy and carry the bag for Bubba Watson. I don't think he's missing Bubba at all.
How many times do you think Scheffler's wife has redone the kitchen, the living room? How many Amazon? I mean, you think your house is filled with Amazon purchases. How many things do you think she gets on a daily basis?
I don't as much as she wants, but I'm going to guess not as much as you might think because they've been together since high school. I mean, that's the thing I like about his story.
Oh, this is not a trophy wife. Yeah, this is a real loving marriage.
He probably thinks she is, but I mean, they've been together forever. So I mean, she's she didn't just latch on to to the fast train leaving town. So, but I like Scotty Scheffler. I don't know if he can be the star Tiger Woods. Well, he won't be the star that Tiger Woods was, but he's certainly someone that's easy to root for. Hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. Their number is 870-431-5202. We're taking the show on the road later this week. We're going to be right near Gaston's as we're broadcasting live from Mountain Home. We may slip over there one night for dinner, Ty, have one of those. We were talking about burgers earlier with the Arkansas Beef Council. They got a good burger there at Gaston's. You can do that, overlook the White River, have a good salad to start off that John Boat salad bar. I want to get back and spend some time with this fall weather and stay a day or two at Gaston's. Maybe do some fishing after the show on the White River with Sean or Mike or any of their great guides. It is really going to be a fun time, and as the leaves change, I'm definitely doing that because I want to do a float trip down the White River and see all the fall foliage and just spend a day floating. We'll float all the way down to the cooler's empty. and then drive us back to Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Shop local, eat local, be local.
This is former Razor Kanoy Kennedy, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
I'm going to have to lean towards Ty here.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With the never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Jason Hill in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
This summer at Hardee's, the BLT gets an upgrade with the new Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT hand-breaded chicken sandwich. The classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato, atop a famous charbroiled burger or signature hand-breaded chicken sandwich, all between 2 thick slices of toasted sourdough. Only for a limited time at Hardee's. Goodness in the making. Order ahead on the Hardee's app. Participation may vary. Exclusions apply by time of day.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
work. Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back, plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment. Your partner in progress.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
First of all, I really don't give a flying flip about what people in Kentucky think. They're like Texas fans to me. Let them rot in hell.
McFadden will get the direct snap now. And off Hillis. Peyton Hillis being chased, but will not be caught. 65-yard touchdown.
You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
The iconic Clay Henry will be with us live in Mountain Home this Thursday. It's time we've got show after show after show this upcoming week, and I don't know if we've ever done this since I've been here at ESPN Arkansas, where we have 3 shows on one location, man.
Yeah, we're taking over Mountain Home, and we're going to be at Mountain Valley Water, the Morning Rush, Halftime, and Ruskin and Zach, all there from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and we're looking forward to being in Baxter County and having some of the best water you can have with Mountain Valley. So looking forward to that. We'll be leading things off at 9 a.m. That's Thursday morning. If you're in Mountain Home or anywhere nearby, come by and say hello. We're brought to you by the Fence Man. Anything you need involving fencing, gates, controlled power automatic gates with controlled access, they can do that. Walk-through gates at my kids' school. There's a walk-through gate where they have a code they can put in to get into the facility, the athletic facility. Those kind of controlled access points they can do for you as well. 782-3936. That's area code 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
NFL is back this Thursday. There's going to be some Hogs that are playing this weekend. Let's talk about it with our Pro Hog Update.
Dean to throw again. Time to the sideline. Intercepted. Intercepted by McLaughlin at the 48-yard line. Mertz gets the snap. Pumps left. Throws right. Hogs blow it up. Complete at midfield, but they lose 2 on the play. The pass was caught, but Dwight McLaughlin blew the play up from the right hash. 55. The kick is up. It's got plenty of distance. He's done it again. Cam Little from 55 yards out.
Do have a baseball thing to mention as well, but Christian, let's start with some football, man. What do we have this weekend for Arkansas Razorbacks affiliated within the National Football League?
Well, we know the guys like Dre Greenlaw and Hunter Henry and players like that who have established themselves. I'm more interested to see Cam Little, and if Dwight McLaughlin gets to play. We know Cam Little's a starter for the Jaguars, and he's going to be relied on heavily. And then you got players like Drew Sanders. I want to see if he's able to get on the field this year for the Broncos.
Yeah, it's a bummer we won't get to see Dre in person this season with that ruptured Achilles. But yeah, he has been a mainstay for the 49ers the last couple of years. Him and Warner made one of the best tandems in all of football. But yeah, you bring up a point, like McLaughlin made the roster. We know that Cam Little is going to be a starter. Tommy, you've got a significant amount of Arkansas Razorbacks. We saw BA in the preseason as well. You got a good chunk of Arkansas players on NFL rosters for this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, and I think that, how many were drafted on someone's fantasy? How many former Hogs you got on your fantasy teams, guys?
Not a 1.
You went Jerry Jones route.
I'm looking up and down this list, Tommy, and I'm just being honest. Did not draft a 1. I think Cam Little. I'm going to be honest. I think Cam Little is still on our waivers right now. I might pick him up, but as I look up and down this list, just to be honest with our audience, did not draft a 1 of these.
If I was going to draft one, I would probably do Hunter Henry.
Yeah, Hunter's probably the safest bet for the New England Patriots, but Cam Little, maybe the most upside, is a guy that the Jaguars are going to count to be kicking him through the uprights this upcoming season. All right, what else we got, Big C?
Yeah, we got some MLB news. James McCann for the Orioles. He had 2 hits against the Rockies on Monday, with one of those hits being a home run.
On a 3-1, James Belson, left center field, and James McCann finds his way to the green seats. A 2-run smash for the Orioles' backup catcher. And now that is some loud fourth-inning contact.
Now, typically, you don't want to be a backup or starting catcher for the Baltimore Orioles, but, guys, the way their season's gone, I think James is in a pretty good situation out in the Northeast.
Yeah, James McCann, we all know what he's capable of. The Orioles obviously know that. Come postseason time, he's probably going to be expected to have a big hit or two, and he'll probably be in those clutch situations as well.
80-59, they are half a game back from the New York Yankees in the AL East, and this is again a team not just with him. I guess Heston's still down in their minor league organization, but pretty cool to see James still making some noise in the major leagues. There's some other baseball stuff on I mentioned the minor leagues, Christian. Yeah. What else we got in the minor leagues?
So yesterday, Caleb Cowley went 2 for 4 with a single, double, and a walk, 2 RBIs. And a run for the Everett Aqua Sox. Peyton Stovall went 2 for 4 with a single, double, a walk, RBI, a run, and 2 stolen bases for the Dayton Tortugas. On Monday, Jared Wagner went 1 for 3 with a home run, 2 sac flies, and a run for the Somerset Patriots. Ron Kostu went 6 innings with no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 8 Ks for the Tri-City Dust Devils. And Jake Faraday went 1 2/3 with 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts for the Jupiter Hammerheads. Saturday, Jackson Wiggins went 5 innings with 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 8 Ks for the South Bend Cubs. And Hagen Smith went 2 2/3 innings, 2 hits, a run, a walk, and 1 strikeout in his minor league start there.
Tommy, is there any more creative mascot names than minor league baseball? I mean, that's where you find names all over the place that you would never think of anywhere else.
Tortugas.
No, that's and they have the best promotions too.
Yes, they do. Very much so. All right, that is your Pro Hog update here on a Tuesday as we get ready for the NFL this weekend.
All right, and the Pro Hog Update brought to you by friends at Arts Barbecue. They're back at it after a Labor Day weekend, and maybe you're tired of the leftovers. Maybe you didn't have any good barbecue over the weekend. Maybe you didn't do any grilling. Maybe you're in the mood for a good burger today, or better yet, some baby back ribs, some great brisket. They'll have that for you today at Arts. You can swing by there. They'll be open up in about 18 minutes or so. So if you're driving around in Fort Smith, think about, where do I want to eat? What do I want today? And how about some Arts today? They'll have you going. Now, come game time Saturday, they're going to have the all-new queso that they've got. Now, Ty, they take brisket, little chunks of brisket, put in this smoked cheese dip that they do. It's smoked queso. Shouldn't even call it cheese dip. It's smoked queso. And this stuff, I have not tried it yet, but I am looking forward to getting some of that for Saturday. 11 a.m. start. They'll be there a little early and get some of the smoked wings, the smoked queso. They'll have beer buckets of beer specials on Saturday, pitchers of beer specials, and they have put up more TVs and more places you can sit and watch from anywhere in that restaurant. Always have a good look at the TV. That's Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
You've done such a good job of describing it the last week, 2 weeks or so, Tommy, that when I tried to get it this past Saturday, you did such a spectacular job. They were out of it.
They were sold out?
They were sold out because so many people ordered it that morning. So guess
452-2550 and reserve your queso, I guess. But hey, speaking of that, we're going to be on the air early. You're going to be in Stillwater. One of us, me or Big C, will flip a coin or something, be in the studio Saturday morning for Arkansas Game Day, brought to you by the Stadium Shop. We're a week from Saturday for the first game in Fayetteville. And we're going to be live there from the Stadium Shop for all the Fayetteville games. It's the place to get game day ready. So go by, get your T-shirt. I'm going to tell you may need a long-sleeve T-shirt here before long. The weather's starting to cool off, a little fall wave moving in. So get by, see Robert and Elizabeth and the whole group there with the Mann family. But I'm looking forward to doing Arkansas Game Day live from the Stadium Shop a week from Saturday right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Yeah, so Saturday, if you're watching the game in Northwest Arkansas outside, the one I'm talking about for Stillwater this week, if you don't go to the game, it's 74 degrees. So, Tommy, to your point, we've actually had it's 72 in Fayetteville right now here. So we've got some good weather that haven't necessarily had for the last few weeks of the summer. But lately, or I say lately, at least today and a little bit yesterday, it felt pretty good.
Yeah, and it's just as the week goes on, it's going to get even better. So looking forward to seeing what's happening this fall and all the fall lineup that Robert and Elizabeth have at the Stadium Shop next to Baum Walker Stadium in Fayetteville. We'll see you there a week from Saturday.
So you reference Arkansas Game Day. As we continue on this week, we're going to get more thoughts from Sam Pittman and also Mike Gundy. He's actually going to come on the Chuck and Bo show tomorrow. I'm excited to hear that interview. Coach Pittman had some thoughts on a guy that's been there basically 2 decades. Here was Coach Pittman on Gundy.
Going into 20 years now at Oklahoma State University and just has done a phenomenal job. I have a lot of respect for him and the way he handles his program.
Tommy, Gundy, every once in a while, every 3 or 4 years, seems to be a popular coaching name. Maybe he asked his agent to feature him in, whether it's Tennessee, Arkansas. There's been another, I think Auburn, he's been at least mentioned there. He's nearly got a 700 winning percentage. It's 679. He's 167-69 at OSU, 12-6 in bowl games, and he's got double-digit wins 8 times since 2005. Stillwater, of course, only about 3 hours from Fayetteville, but you're going up against one of the mainstays in college football and a guy that traditionally in coaching, the coaching world, you don't stay somewhere nearly 20 years, but as a former Oklahoma State quarterback, he's found kind of safe haven there in Stillwater.
Well, and he had really a great relationship with T. Boone Pickens, and that went a long ways for many years. And I think the most important thing beyond being in the good graces of your biggest all-time donor is 700 winning percentage. Yeah, that'll keep you around for a while. So you can get well entrenched when you win 7 out of 10 ball games.
For those that missed it, Arkansas is a 7.5-point underdog going up against Oklahoma State this weekend. I've had several of my friends tell me that have already bet on that game, bet on the Hogs. They didn't bet the money line, but they at least bet the spread heading into this week. And Oklahoma State, in their first game, they won by, it was 20-something against South Dakota State. I watched, Tommy, I don't know if you watched much. I watched a tail bit of it, but not a ton. Ollie Gordon had over 100 yards in that initial game, but their competition stiffens when they face the Hogs this week in Boone Pickens Stadium.
Yep, and this is the one we've all said all summer. I don't know why anyone would change their mind. Well, check with me after September 7th in Stillwater. Well, we'll find out Saturday. I think that's a very measured, prudent approach to this season, and we're going to find out Saturday.
Yeah, and for this weekend, we've talked about communication a little bit, what Arkansas is going to have to go through for the first time all season. I found this interesting as Mike Gundy was talking post-game with, I think this was post-game, maybe it was a pregame conversation, but talking with reporters. Evidently, he doesn't hear the quarterback conversation.
They won't let me hear it. If anybody's a good IT guy, we'll get the guy from Michigan down here and let him hook me up. Even though he didn't do it.
Now I'm talking about the conversation between Alan Bowman and his offensive coordinator, Casey, I think it's Casey Dunn, if I remember that right. But I found that was surprising to me, Tommy, that they apparently don't correspond during the course of a game, at least via headset. With plays and stuff. I thought Gundy would have a hand in that.
Well, I mean, obviously he trusts the people around him, or he would have a hand in that. And sometimes you can't help but meddle when you're an old quarterback. You just can't help but get your hand in there, and you hear a play, you're like, no, call this one. And then if you had the access to it, you might actually involve yourself, and that might be what he's guarding against. I don't know. Only he could answer that. But he's the head coach. If he wanted a line of communication there, he'd have one. And I imagine if he wants to change something, he can still get it changed.
Tommy reference Arkansas Game Day. It all gets going Saturday at 6 o'clock as either me and Tommy or me and Big C will get it going live from Stillwater.
Flip that coin.
Yeah, and then get it going live from Stillwater, and then post-game will be me and I think Derek, because I think Zach is going to be with our friends at Twin Peaks in Rogers for the away game watch party. Tommy, I don't know if you saw, the Arkansas Razorbacks got some good news on the recruiting front as 4-star defensive lineman Kevin Otis from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, picked the Razorbacks over several SEC schools. This is a 4-star defensive lineman. Deke Adams did a great job last year on the recruiting tail. He's gotten some big-time names and add another one to the fold when it comes to the defensive line.
Yeah, and, Arkansas got to keep that momentum going. And if they can get on a little bit of a winning streak, they can win Saturday. They'll have maybe a few more visitors for that UAB game they wouldn't expect. You go and you win your first, somehow get out to, 3-1 start, go down to A&M, play well. There's going to be a lot of people that want to come to your campus and look around for those two big monster games in October.
Let me ask you this, Tommy. So you get UAB for the first Fayetteville home opener in next week. If you beat Oklahoma State, how much of an attendance increase would you think you'd see? And I think that might be family weekend too. He says
it is UAB's family weekend.
Okay.
There's already been a pretty good demand on tickets.
Okay, how much of an increase do we see if they win this game in Stillwater this weekend?
Another 10,000 people.
Wow, that's a good chunk. I don't disagree with you there.
I mean, I think you'll just have. I think you're going to have a mostly full lower bowl regardless.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a much more filled in upper deck with a win.
Because you think about it, Tommy, the fans, and this has to be factored in. I don't relish talking about this, but if you don't get a chance to go next weekend, September the 14th, you don't see these guys back in Fayetteville till October the 5th. That's 3 weeks. So it's it's just a tough situation for Arkansas fans in Northwest Arkansas or across our state that you have this huge gap between away games and your first game in Fayetteville, basically.
All right, we're brought to you by the Kevin Hickey, the Hickey & Hull Law Firm. Brad and Kevin and their team got nearly 8 decades at this point of combined experience on their staff. They've got 4 locations. They're in Little Rock, they're in Mena. They're the home base has always been Fort Smith, and they're in Northwest Arkansas as well. So whether you're going through a family law issue, whether it's custody, I know we just had a holiday weekend, and sometimes there's, disagreements about whose holiday weekend it was. If you seemingly always end up on the short end of that stick, or maybe you're constantly being taken back to court for more child support and alimony, and you're fed up with it. It's time to call our friends Brad and Kevin and let them represent you. Go to kevinhickeylaw.com. That's kevinhickeylaw.com. Or again, see him in Mena, Little Rock, Fort Smith, and Northwest Arkansas.
As we wrap up the show today, I do want to give a shout out to a few high schools. I saw Parkview went on the road, Tommy, in Texas, and beat Melissa this weekend. Hot Springs.
Fighting Buckies.
Yep, fighting Buckies. Hot Springs defeated West Memphis 34-7. Mountain Home, big game against Harrison this upcoming weekend. They defeated West Plains 43-21. Greenwood blasted the Fighting Derek Ruskins 70-35.
That was Bentonville West.
Yes. Let's see. You had Tulsa Union defeat Bentonville. A good game, 42-35.
Yeah, that was in overtime too.
It was okay. You also had Broken Arrow defeat Harbor 42-21, and then in the Battle of Rogers Avenue, Southside edged out Northside 42-35. My dad was and my parents were in town this weekend. They saw the C-130s or whatever that flew over that game, but that was pretty. That was pretty cool to take in this weekend.
Yep. That was a fun game, and Southside came from behind to win that one. So, hey, we're 2 days down. Only 3 to go before we hit the football weekend.
All right, we'll take that. Good show today here on a Bandwagon Tuesday. Get your beefs ready tomorrow for a What's Your Beef Wednesday and halftime. Phil Elson, Matt Jones coming up next.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is